When you're young and you get your first chance to buy your very own car, you care about the important things. You know, its looks, the sound system, the noise the engine makes, and will it impress your friends? Unlike when you're my age, you think about things like comfort, reliability, fuel efficiency, the running cost, and will it make you look old? You know exactly what I mean, right? And that's why today I get to, well, look at a sporty hatchback that promises performance, style, and practicality combined with its aggressive looks and peppy little engine that doesn't say when I'm in it that, hey, look at me, I'm going through a midlife crisis again. This is the Hyundai i20 N-Line, and it's a bit of a attention grabber if you look at it, with its sporty design featuring a striking black grille and more aggressive looking bumper, its sharp aerodynamic lines, its more squared off LED headlights, the 17-inch alloy wheels, and its dual sports exhaust out at the rear, giving it a race-ready kind of vibe. It's a bit of a risky departure from the looks we're used to from Hyundai when it comes to its second best-selling car in South Africa. Visually, it's a bit more aggressive in styling compared to a lot of its rivals, like, for example, the Polo R-Line. Dare I say it's a bit more youthful, which means technically it's not for people my age, but it gives off that whole boy racer vibe, which it's grown up, but not grown up enough to be grown up. If you know what I mean.
Besides the styling differences from the standard i20, this N-Line version also features some drivetrain upgrades. Unlike the rest of the lineup, which makes use of a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder power plant in various stages of tune, the N-Line version makes use of a 3-cylinder 1-liter turbocharged engine, producing 89.5 kilowatts and 172 Newton meters of torque, paired to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and a sporty exhaust system that makes all the right vrpa sounds to make you think you're in a much faster car.
Step inside and the sporty theme continues with, well, N badging absolutely everywhere. It's even found on these N branded seats it's in here, which by the way are very, very comfortable and supportive, even for rounded individuals like me. It's perfect for both long or even those spirited drives as well. And you got red stitching and accents in the seats and on certain other places as well, even on this leather wrapped steering wheel. And in front of you, you get a fully integrated digital instrument cluster, which is modern and tech forward, and it looks really epic. Sadly though, there's hard plastics absolutely everywhere, but then again, this is a budget-friendly subcompact hatch after all. But overall, again, it's really put together really well, and what I like is the space that you find between yourself and the passenger in front next to you, because a lot of other cars it's like you're literally touching shoulders, and here it's like enough room. It's a very good, comfortable space to be in.
When it comes to tech, the i20N offers a decent amount of kit. The 8-inch touchscreen features wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus wireless charging, USB ports, air conditioning with physical buttons, including some customizable shortcut ones as well. It's right up there with most cars in the segment, but slightly lags behind the VW Polo's infotainment in terms of user interface. It has a Bose sound system with a subwoofer, which makes for some interesting doof kind of noises.
Space-wise, in the rear, the i20 N-Line is very practical. Even for a sporty hatchback, rear leg and headroom is, well, really good. And it's very surprising. Even in where I'm sitting right now and in the driver's seat that I'm at, and it's in its lowest position, my feet is able to, well, fit and slide completely underneath here, meaning I can stretch out if I want to. Plus, I can see out the front without any obstructions and the rear, so rear passengers will be very pleased with that. There are 2 air vents to control the airflow, 1 USB-A port, but sadly there are no cup holders in the center armrest because there isn't a center armrest at all. But it does have a place to store large bottles in the doors though, which means no open containers in here in the back. You'll find 3 seat belts, including 2 sets of ISOFIX points and tethering points as well, so you can put car seats in here. And honestly, just sitting here and looking at it again now, this red accents combined with the blacked out theme, it works so well. And honestly, the space in here, it's very surprising because when you look at it from the outside, it looks a lot more compact and small, but it's actually quite refreshing. For a subcompact hatch, it's very comfortable. So that's something my mom-in-law always says, comfortable.
In the boot, it offers 311 liters of space, which is about 50 liters smaller than the Polo's 351 liters. If you need to load larger items, you can increase the space by putting the seats down.
Once you get in the driver's seat of the i20 N-Line, that's exactly where all the similarities to its siblings kind of disappear. Yes, it does look like it a little bit on the inside, but the way it drives and the way it performs, it's not like them at all. It's a lot more punchier, it's very eager, its handling is nimble, dare I even say go-kart-like. It's a lot firmer though, you can feel that, but it's still very comfortable enough for daily usage. Like yesterday, I got stuck in that 2-hour traffic jam leaving the CBD in Cape Town, and not once did I feel uncomfortable. I mean, there was once or twice, a couple of times with the taxis, but I mean, that's just me, you know, don't really like the taxis, man. But what is very pleasant about this car is its exhaust note. It pops and it bangs in all the, well, right places on the overruns, and when you accelerate and when you flip it into sports mode and you maybe do this. It does that. Oh, that sounds fun. That whole frpa thing. I mean, like, I'm gonna just gear it down now. Listen. It's a 1 liter. It's a 1 liter. Now, I'm just gonna drive it a little bit fun. Feel this. Oh. Okay, enough of that. Fuel consumption is claimed at 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers. But even with me driving after the whole vrpa sound, I've been averaging between 7.5 and 8 liters per 100 kilometers. And that's actually very good for a car like this, to be quite honest with you. And then the thing that I really like is the steering feel. It feels on point. It feels like in a much more expensive, hotter car than what it is. Now, you have to remember this is not a hot hatch, right? And you're not really going to break speed records with it. You can get some speeding fines if you continue to drive after that vrpa sound, because 0 to 100 is claimed for under 10 seconds. Well, 9.9 seconds to be exact. And you're not going to get that shove you completely back in your seat kind of performance. I mean, it does give it a little bit, and it's got enough grunt to, well, at higher speeds to overtake, and even to make the twisties a hell of a lot of fun because of its suspension setup. It is very engaging. Top speed is 187 kilometers per hour. And again, I have to say though, this isn't really a hot hatch or a super mini. It gives you that illusion that it is, and it could be one day when it grows up, just like me, because I'm not a grown-up at all. Because even at home, I have a play around, fun, turbocharged 1 liter 3-cylinder car with a manual gearbox and a noisy exhaust, and to be quite honest with you, this one is a lot more fun. So much so that it rates in my top 5 of one of my favorite cars that I've driven in 2024. Maybe I should swap. But then again, I kind of like every single car that I've been driven, and I want every single one of them. Maybe, yeah, I think I'm just being a child. Talking about being a child, I think we'll go for one more round of, you know, fun driving in this car, because it is fun. Here we go. Come on, little i20. Oh, it sounds so good. In the corner. Oh! All those pops and bangs. Yep, and the fuel consumption is still under 8 liters per 100 kilometers. I'm gonna stop being a child now. Let's just drive normally. I can't help it. Can't help it. This is fun, man. This is a cool little car. I like it a lot. The Hyundai i20 on its own is a very good subcompact hatch, and this is proved by the many South Africans who drive them on our roads on a daily basis. And I think the i20 N-Line, in my opinion, is the best version available, even though my generation will probably ignore it because of its 20-something-year-old boy racer kind of styling. And sadly though, the 20-something-year-olds will probably also ignore it because we're VW Polo verskrik in Mzansi. For our foreign viewers, it means we're obsessed with it. But this is a very good bang for your buck, value for money, fun little car, and I think should honestly be at the top of your subcompact hatch purchase list. That's if you're in the market for one. Because you see, this car is 15,000 Rand cheaper than the Polo R-Line, and if you add all the extras that's in this car onto that car, well, then it's going to cost you even 60,000 Rand more. And then there's the fact that this car gets a 5-year, 150,000 kilometer warranty, plus an additional 2-year, 50,000 kilometer powertrain warranty. It also gets something that I don't know what it means, but it's a 5-year, 160,000 kilometer perforation warranty. I mean, what's that? It also includes a 7-year, 150,000 kilometer roadside assistance and a 4-year, 60,000 kilometer service plan. With all of that said, this car and its siblings has everything people from my generation wants. It's good value for money, it's comfortable, it's reliable, it's fuel efficient, and it won't make you look old. Okay, maybe just when you're trying to get out the front seat on a morning that your arthritis is flared up. Yeah, you know, weak knees and all. But that's another story for another time. Thank you for watching another edition of Tyrone Paulson Drives. Please, if you liked the video, please leave me a thumbs up and also your comments and what do you think about the Hyundai i20 N-Line. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Drive safely and catch you on the next one.